gen on September 4th and, collect cards, keep going on your progressions, and then migrate over to the next gen, and you get everything that you did. Your progression, your cards, your My Points, your VC, and your tokens all carry over to next gen.
Yeah, I know one thing the community was absolutely asking for is that sense of progression and putting in that time and having it.
And getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the focus. You feel the energy. These guys are ready to go. And we've got time for...
Well, guys, for all of the star power Blake Griffin had when he was in Los Angeles, it was tough for him to be the leader of the Clippers. There were bigger voices in the locker room, such as CP3 and Doc Rivers.
But yeah, and he has their confidence. David, thank you. And here's a look at some numbers for him.
The most positive thing about his last 10 games, the work on defense. His mindset has become very aggressive. The skills are up, and he's becoming a big factor on the defensive end.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Brown out there with Shabazz Napier. And it's Bonga in at the 3. And for the Pistons, on the wings, Kennard and Snell. Wood out there with Griffin. And it's Rose in at the point guard. And Bryant slams it in.
Ooh, and I hope he didn't hurt his neck because that was one nasty head fake.
Yeah, the defender bought it all the way, didn't he? Pass to Wood. Left side, Griffin. Bonga deciding where to go with it. And Bryant gets it to go. This end of the season awards already being debated. What did it mean to you when you were named All-NBA?
Well, it meant a lot, especially in my era, again, of playing against the best power forwards I feel in a group of all time. And so it meant a lot. There's only one power forward position, and so to be on that All-NBA team, it's something that's more special to me than being an All-Star, because it's not about being the best 12 or 24. It's about being the best 5 in the league. And so those moments were always special, being named the first team NBA.
And like you said, you played in the golden era of the best players ever to play that position.
I tell you what, I think I played in the era where anyone that you would have picked in the power forward from the Western Conference, I couldn't have been upset at over myself, because everyone played in such a dominating fashion. Their teams were winning, and I knew personally how hard it was to guard these guys one-on-one.
Here's Kennard. He's covered by Brown. Rose passes to Wood, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And that's the role they want for Rose, getting guys going through his passing, especially when he can find them in rhythm.
Good, nice play there from Napier.
They've come out with guns blazing, 4 for 5 from the field. They've got the deep reel.
Rose kicks to Snell. About 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Good on the triple.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
The Wizards have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Passes it to Hachimura. Left side, Bryant. And Bryant slams it in.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass. And Chris, just how special was it to play for Detroit in your career? What relationship does this team have with their fans?
Yeah, it was so special. I mean, being able to go home to the house that I grew up in, or to where my parents lived, and be able to go to the Pistons practice and to be part of it, to put on that jersey. It was so special, man. This team is a mainstay of the city. I mean, you feel like you can lift up the whole city when you play for the Pistons. It was such a special part of my career.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And a coach that players love is Dwayne Casey. Very vet-friendly, sticks up for his guys in every post-game interview.
Yeah, Casey is very measured in his approach. He can be a bit slow to change at times, but his players appreciate the consistency.
So Detroit ends up going with the new group. And the basket by Maker.
There aren't many players as big as Maker. He realizes this. Nice work inside.
And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for Washington. To the paint. Here's Mahinmi. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And a new regime in Washington as they have moved on from the previous GM. A lot to do here.
Yeah, GM, it's not an ideal cap situation to work with. Fans are excited to see what can be done. They need to land a few big free agents. It hasn't happened for the Wizards in a while.
Wagner, he's checked in for Thomas Bryant. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Here's Mikhailu, and Detroit again with the bucket. We've got 1:28 left to play in the first quarter. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession.
Looking here at some numbers for Smith. How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's averaging 8 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. Nothing about his numbers really jump out at you, but he'll come up with a timely play or two every game.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all they need, especially in tight games. 1 or 2 plays can make all the difference.
Here's Mikhailu. Brown outside. And there's the pass to Mikhailu. 5 to shoot from 11 feet away. Maker misses. Wizards have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field to start out the game. Here's Brown. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And how about them not settling? I mean, instead of being lazy with the shot selection, they go right to the rim.
46 seconds left to play in the first. It's Brown on the wing. Lets it go with a 3. Knocked away. The Pistons trailing. Here's Galloway. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. This one for 3. McRae, no good. The Wizards have gone 6 of 8 in the game so far. A very solid start for them. And they're moving it up. And the jam by Doumbouya.
Wow, we are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. Here's Mahinmi, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And that concludes a high-scoring first quarter with both teams tied up. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far in the scoreboard. And what stands out to you from the Pistons so far in this one?
Showing a lot of confidence in their rotation. They went right to that bench when they needed points.
Credit to coaching, GM. Some guys wouldn't have made those substitutions in the first quarter, but now it's paying off.
We've got McRae. Doumbouya is out there with John Henson. Then there's Brown, and it's Galloway in at the point. They're the group Detroit will start the second with. Here's Wagner. He had 10 points in the win against New York. Robinson misses.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
Brown, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Brown's got the lead up to 4 now for Detroit.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint. Well, Coach Scott Brooks has seen success in the past. Respected coach who has won Coach of the Year, but the heat is on in Washington.
Yeah, he hasn't had great luck here with the Wizards. I mean, new management this year might be evaluating him. It could be a make-or-break season for Brooks.
There's Galloway after the basket by Washington. Henson with it. No points in the game yet for him. Over Mahinmi. Again, the Pistons score. For the Detroit Pistons, they come in off the loss to Philadelphia. Smith kicks to Robinson. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time.
Well, this is what Smith does best, keeping his eyes moving to set up the open man.
The Pistons have gone a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. Case has found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets." Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm." And that's what I've done. So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David. Robinson misses.
The D making that layup look very uncomfortable for him. Good aggressive work down low.
Here's Doumbouya. And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And the foul goes against Washington. First trip to the line for him here.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
And a different look here for the Pistons. Thonmaker's checked in for Henson. Griffin comes in for McRae. Kennard, he's checked in for Bruce Brown. And it's Rose in for Langston Galloway. Now here's Bryant. 14 points from him the last game against New York.
And not only that, I mean, if you think about it, he dominated the boards. His energy was incredible. He never stopped working.
And proving to be effective around the rim, Hachimura leaving no doubt about that one. You look back at the Blake Griffin trade, many thought the Pistons gave up too much, but it's worked out for them.
Yeah, losing the picks for Griffin, you have to admit it did hurt. But people forget that Griffin is a star player, and he reminded those same people last year. He's become the leader for this franchise as they try to move forward.
Takes it from 10, and yes, it's good. Hachimura's got 6.
And we know Hachimura has a confident personality. You see it there with the rise and fire approach. Nice.
Rose, no good.
Playing him tough inside and prevent the layup. That'll get the whole team pumped up.
Down low. Here's Robinson, and the Wizards getting another bucket right there.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
He made that one. Basket number 3 for him. He's also missed 2.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Pass to Griffin. 58 seconds left here in the second. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. First free throw is good.
And, guys, one thing that has been interesting to see since Blake Griffin came to Detroit is how he's developed as a leader, has come into his own with how he takes responsibility for the team's play.
Now, here is Smith. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Pass to Schofield. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by Wood. They play the clock right, then go 2 for 1.
Just got to time it up right.
That one's good, and the Wizards' lead is cut to just 1 on the basket from Snell.
Now, I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Here's Robinson. Count that as his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Griffin. That one falls. His 2nd basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Oh, yeah. That's the right way to play Griffin. Tough, physical defense, but even that isn't enough if you let him get inside.
In the corner, it's Robinson. Fires from deep. Offensive rebound. Here's Wagner. And that one released in time, but no good. And that's it for...
Thanks, Kevin. Dwayne, good shooting from...
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
A pretty close game for the Wizards throughout the first quarter. Nothing seemed to give way on... And that'll...
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Thomas Bryant really making a difference here.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
Yeah, the offense looks crisp, and guys are hitting their shots.
Second half is underway, and here's who Scott Brooks has got on the floor. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Shabazz Napier out there with Brown, and it's Bonga in at the small forward. Rose passes to Griffin. Here's Kennard. Back to Griffin. And finally they hit one. Griffin's got the first basket of the third quarter for Detroit. Injuries can play such a big part in a player's career. Which guys strike you, Chris, as the biggest what-if stories? Had they stayed healthy?
Wow. I mean, you got to start, in my mind, I got to go to, a guy like a Grant Hill. He was Mr. Triple-Double. He and Jason Kidd, to me, were almost the same players, just in different bodies. When Grant started his career off in Detroit, and to see him get injured, man, that just hurt me because he had so much potential. Even though he had a great career, I still think about him. How about Greg Oden? He got hurt in his senior year, had to shoot free throws with his left hand, and then he comes into the league, and the big fella just had to battle injuries, and feel sorry for that big fella because he was so skilled in the game.
And so it's Detroit with the ball after the basket by Washington. Out to the right wing. Clock at 6. All sorts of time. And he connects with the jumper. Griffin's got 4 this quarter.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Outside Bryant. Back to Brown. Outside Bryant. In the corner, Napier with it. Back to Bryant. It's hauled in by Wood.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, in Blake Griffin, the Pistons have their biggest star in years, probably going back to their championship team of 2004. A return to all-star form for Blake meant tremendous individual numbers last season. The Pistons hadn't won a playoff game in more than a decade. Still not the result they want in 2019. The Pistons will be trying to capitalize during Blake's prime. Kevin, we'll see where this franchise goes from here.
We sure will, David, but he's a terrific player. Thank you so much. And that one, good.
But this is what you get from Griffin. Very willing to give it up to his open teammates.
Wizards trail by 3. Here's Napier. And that one drops.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Back to Rose. Passes it to Griffin. Here's Kennard. Jacks up a 3. Bonga pulls it in. The Wizards have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there.
And so many issues for this Wizards team the last few seasons have been due to a lack of an inside presence.
Yeah, inside scoring has been a problem, GA. I mean, they've had to lean heavily on outside shooting. Also, though, they've been struggling with rebounding.
And you love to see Rose aggressively looking to score on the inside.
Now, here's Napier. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Brown outside. And Thomas Bryant gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. So for the Pistons, Henson's checked in for Christian Wood. Thon Maker comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Jordan McRae in for Tony Snell. Then for the Wizards, Mahinmi's checked in for Thomas Bryant. Robinson comes in for Brown. And it's Ish Smith in for Napier.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Third quarter, guys, and this has been a neck-and-neck game.
Both teams getting it done defensively, as evidenced by the 8 lead changes thus far.
Here is Rose after the basket by Washington. Here's Kennard. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
An 89% free throw shooter puts him right there among the league's best from the line.
And so he hits the technical free throw. And the Pistons making a change here. Mikhailuk is checked in. Mahimi's shot is good.
Good anticipation on the feed. He knows exactly where to go with that ball.
Mikhailuk passes to Rose. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Rose has got the game tied up here for Detroit.
The switch flipped for him at halftime. Not a single point in the first half. All of a sudden, he's come alive.
Outside Robinson, and the pass to Hachimura. To the inside, Mahimi, and Mahimi with the stuff.
And right there, you see the decision-making ability of Hachimura. Sets his man up perfectly.
He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And not so fast. The officials are going to check that shot again and make sure they got it right before we go to the fourth.
And now that we've gotten a chance to see it in slow-mo, I think the...
We got to get back and play with this insurgent. Pass goes.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. At the forward positions, Snell and Griffin. Then there's Derrick Rose. Then there's Maker. And it's Mikhailuk in at the two guard.
Proven he can be an active defender. Great hustle from Maker to stifle the shooter.
Here's Griffin. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Very rich history for Detroit Pistons. They've been a part of the sports scene in Detroit since 1957, and they have 3 championships to their name.
Well, you look back at the title team for the Pistons. There were a lot of them. Chris, which team was your favorite?
Oh, man. Well, growing up in Detroit, I'd have to go back to the Bad Boys in 89, 90, just watching them get through Boston and then, dominate the Bulls at that time. They went back-to-back winning championships. That was incredible. And it was something special, though, about my boys in the 2014. She, Ben Wallace, Rip, those guys. That was fun to watch as well.
Smith surveying the D. And Bryant kicks to Smith. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession. And here's Griffin. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Pass to Mikhailuk. Here's Griffin. Pass to Wood. A 3-ball. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Griffin's got 3 assists now in this one.
Cutting into that deficit now. Well within striking distance.
Yeah, just trying to keep the momentum now. And that's easier said than done.
Here's Robinson. Gets an open look and hits.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It's a lazy effort. Let's just be honest. Hoping the shooter misses, that doesn't constitute defense.
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Snell, the pass to Rose. One-on-one here. Here's Hachimura. Passes to Bonga. To the middle. It's tipped. Rose with the double team. Outside Robinson. From deep. Hits the three-point bomb. Robinson's got 5 points in the quarter. Boy, right down to the wire here. Still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, both teams still hungry for the win.
Shooting 2 for Detroit.
First one falls for Kennard. He's checked in for Tony Snell. Shabazz Napier's checked in for the Wizards. And he makes both free throws. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Outside Robinson. And now the fast break. Griffin with the ball. The pass to Kennard. Wood kicks to Kennard. Pass to Griffin. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Last thing they want to be doing right now is giving away possession. Turnovers can kill you in this kind of game.
Tony Snell's checked in for the Pistons. Napier with it. Working on Rose. And the call on the shot. It sends it. And here we go. A coach's challenge has been initiated. We'll have to now review the personal foul in question.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Troy Brown's checked in for the Wizards. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Dwayne Casey talk to his team. This game is obviously close, could go either way, and he wanted to make sure that his guys were all on the same page and were all staying with the game plan in order to close this one out. Kevin?
Napier passes to Brown. Back to Napier. Dish now to Brown. Pass to Napier. The Wizards need to get a shot off here. From 11 feet away, Hachimura. Great positioning on the putback. And the Wizards lead by 1.
One thing you can say about Hachimura, he is not afraid of the challenge.
Rose goes in, and he gets it to go.
And Derrick Rose, accustomed to carrying a team offensively, taking and making big shots down the stretch. Nothing new to him.
Napier with it. Working on Rose. Lets the 3 fly. Brown outside. Pass to Bryant. The 10-footer. It falls!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
That's why they put the ball in his hands. They know they can count on him to make crucial shots.
Over to the left wing. Here's Kennard. He's covered by Brown. And it's sent back by Bryant. Here's Napier. Detroit with the rebound. Here's Kennard. Can't cash in. And an intentional foul right there.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
He hits the first one, and that will put them up by 2. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 3-point game.
Big-time free throws there. That could be the difference. It forces them now into a 3-point attempt.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 3. 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time. 7 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. There's Brown with the 3. It's off. And so it's Washington who's straight by with the win. this win such a tremendous emotional boost for him?
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply...
unprecedented improvements in shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
Having it pay off between generations, so that's a great thing to hear.
So Blake, what are you excited to do in My Team in NBA 2K21?
Just delve right in. For me, the most fun part about My Team is starting fresh, honestly. When you get that new game, you pop it in and you build your team from those bronze, silver, gold tier players and are able to, when you finally get
we get a break in the action now. Let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Taking a look at Washington, winding things down this season. They're in that all-important 9th position within striking distance of a playoff spot. And, of course, the Knicks, just a few spots below there.
Well, I think for New York, they're going to stumble towards the finish line this season with the playoffs nowhere near a possibility.
And you have to wonder just how different this team will look next season, from players to possibly coaches, maybe every level of the organization.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Elfrid Payton is out there with Barrett. Then it's Randall. Then there's Mo Harkless. And it's Gibson in at the center, filling out the middle. And for the Wizards, Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Napier is out there with Brown. And it's Bonga in at the 3, the small forward. Now here's Gibson. Bryant comes with the double team. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Gibson. Friend, talk about the length of the season. Commissioner Silver is also considering proposals to shrink the season. What do you think?
I think it'd be interesting, and I'm not sure financially how the league goes back from an 82-game season and ticket sales and revenue and television and how they kind of unwind what it is they've agreed to. But 70 games to me in terms of the competition, Kevin, in terms of the elevated play of the star players on a nightly basis, the fact that you probably get stars to appear in every game and not be sat out for load management and things like that, I think overall it could be pretty healthy.
And so it's the Knicks getting on the board first. Pass to Bryant. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Pass to Napier. 6 on the shot clock. From 15 feet away, Bryant can't get it to go.
Well, with his touch from mid-range, Kevin, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
Well, the Knicks had a lot of turnover trading for expiring contracts. They did what they could to accommodate the wishes of a lot of vets.
Yeah, the problem right now for the Knicks is they're not inviting to a lot of free agents, and that's really where they're trying to make their play. So fascinating over the course of the past decade that New York has not been able to attract the top-tier talent. So building through the draft, Coach Fizdale hopeful that they'll land a star one way or another.
The Knicks pull it in.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Gibson passes to Barrett. Some nice passing by New York here. The putback, it's good on the putback.
Gibson using his body on the boards. He's great at using his timing to leap up and collect a second chance.
Brown the pass to Bryant. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Bryant with it. Now defended by Randall. Deflects the pass. Harkless with the steal. It's Randall with the drive, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Some agility shown there by Julius Randle with that frame, able to find a way to score.
Smith against Payton. Now here is Smith. Defense right on him. The kick out to Bryant. Fires the 3. They get it again.
And his coaches and teammates love that. They want Hachimura getting after it more on that offensive glass.
And Randall throws it down.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. And he's flourishing as a scorer. But, Brent, how does Julius Randle take that next step?
Well, I think, Kevin, if he keeps improving on his consistency, shooting from that 10-foot to 16-foot range where guys are daring him to shoot and not wanting to deal with him driving into them. You know, last year he went up 6 percentage points from 35% to 41% in that 10 to 16-foot range. You keep seeing that kind of improvement, the growth in his game is going to come.
Here's Brown, following the basket by Elfrid Payton. Buries it from three-point range. Smith's got 5.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Trying to get open is Gibson. Barrett, no good.
I think he rushed that one just a little bit, thinking the defense was going to get close. They weren't.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. Well, it's a new front office in Washington, and Greg, they've got their work cut out for him.
John Wall's huge Supermax contract as he deals with the Achilles injury. Tough questions to be answered about the direction they're going to take talent-wise.
And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. Inside, here's Robinson, and finished off by Robinson.
Pretty sweet pass there as Knox showing his ability to read the floor.
And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for the Washington Wizards. They trail by 3. Mahimi controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Ntilikina. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss.
And that was almost a block. Still did enough to alter the shot.
Yeah, altering the shot just as long as there's a miss. That kind of energy not wasted.
The Wizards shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. Now the free throw is good, now leading by 1. For New York, they've gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame. That one's in, his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Ntilikina can make some noise around the rim at that size.
Here's Smith. Fires for 3, and no good on the last second attempt this time. A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. Knicks lead by 1. We'll be back shortly, live.
Turn me into a giant.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And when you consider how the Knicks are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
Well, if they wanted to start well, this would be it. They seized momentum right away, and they just didn't let it go in that quarter.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And New York, looking at who they've got. Portis is out there with Mitchell Robinson. Then there's Reggie Bullock, and it's Knox in at the 3. Well, we hear this all the time. Good defense beats good offense. Do you think that's true?
I don't know how defense scores. So in today's game, seeing the juggernauts and seeing what we've seen, Kevin, quite frankly, as some of the best offensive teams, not only in the last 5 years, but in the history of the league, around the Houston Rockets and what the Golden State Warriors have been able to do. It's about equipping your team defensively to be able to stop that stylistically, but certainly every coach will say it comes down to defense because that is something you can control.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, we all know that circumstances and time changes everything. In Dallas, Dennis Smith Jr. thought he was going to be the cornerstone. But with the arrival of Luka Doncic, everything changed. The promising point guard was traded to the Knicks, and Smith said it was important. It's a big opportunity, and I've just got to make the most of it. Kevin, we know one thing. In New York, the ball is back in Smith's hands.
And DA, that's when he is at his best. Thank you.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Smith, the pass to Robinson. Robinson pulls it in. New York leading by 4. Here's Knox. Drops in the layup for 2.
Well, you love to see that Knox just inviting the contact and doesn't mind it one bit. Wants to show he's got the strength.
And Robinson comes to help. Here's Mahimi. does not find the mark. He's made 2 and missed 1 now. The Knicks have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. Passes it to Knox. And the layup's good off the glass. Knox has got the lead up to 8 now for the Knicks.
Well, Knox finding his way around the rim and then pretty versatile to finish.
Outside Robinson. Shoots from the baseline, and they pick up 2. Mahinmi's got 6 points.
Well, you like guys who can work that in-between area, really keeps the defense honest.
Oh, man, that is just easy for him out there. At his size with that kind of touch, that is money.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Here's Napier. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts. New York leading by 6. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. They get it back. It's deflected. Wagner passes to Smith. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Robinson's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Portis. And Wagner pulls it down.
I'm not sure where the lack of focus comes in there, Kevin. That's not like him. The defense is close, but there's enough space to score.
Changing ends quickly. He's rewarded with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
Here's Ntilikina. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
And a trying summer for the New York Knicks fans. After trading away Porzingis, they were hoping to get a big-name player in free agency, Greg, and they didn't.
You know, shocking they refused to offer the max to Kevin Durant. I mean, there were concerns with the Achilles, but instead he ends up in Brooklyn. Combine that with fans' disappointment at missing out on Zion Williamson, and the saga continues.
Out of bounds, Washington takes possession. And we always talk about getting good looks. Here's who's doing the best of it in the NBA. You look at Robinson, leading the league in field goal percentage. He always gets good looks.
He is a finisher, plain and simple. That field goal percentage just absolutely jumps out at you. It borders on astonishing.
And New York making a change here. Julius Randle's checked in for Portis. Barrett comes in for Kevin Knox. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Reggie Bullock. And it's Payton in for Ntilikina. Randle no good. Washington trailing. Here's Bonga. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. 15 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. To the middle, here's Hachimura. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got 3 assists tonight.
You have to push Hachimura out of there if you're the defense. He's a real problem on the interior.
Well, Picasso couldn't have drawn that up any better. Perfect execution off the inbounds.
Here's Napier. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Hachimura's got it all tied up now for the Wizards.
And, folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
And the first half comes to a close in a tie game. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each, and a pretty close game for the Wizards throughout the first quarter. The game was always within a fairly... Thanks for joining us.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Ish Smith with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Yeah, and the numbers don't jump out at you, but the impact on the game sure does.
Well, the commitment he has to fill his role and consistently fill that role, that's what that team needs from him.
Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. On out there with Shabazz Napier. And it's Bunga in at the 3 seat. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington.
So impressive, the fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
Well, they didn't really have a choice at the position that they were. They had to fight hard. They've gotten that. They've outworked the other team, just fighting tonight.
The Wizards with the lead. Down low, here's Hachimura.
And proving to be effective around the rim, Hachimura leaving no doubt about that one.
Al Payton, 8 points for him. Here's Harkless. That shot, no good. Wizards leading by 4. Bunga, the pass to Hachimura. Another one falls for Washington.
And we know Hachimura has a confident personality. You see it there with the rise and fire approach. Nice.
Harkless, that shot off.
So far, Kevin, the third quarter has not started well. Just 1 of 4.
Bunga, no good.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Oh, and the jam by Harkless.
That's going to be a big morale booster.
And you know what? It could come down to those second chance buckets when it's all said and done today.
Well, especially in a close game, every possession matters.
And Bryant slams it in.
Total letdown by the D. Can't leave the bucket unprotected.
Absolutely. And it takes an easy 2 points onto the lead.
Will not find a higher percentage opportunity than that.
Now, here's Napier, covered by Payton. And it's good, 2 points. Player development, not just a coach's job, Brent, something you're active in right now. And, you know, there are some players who are playing correct, who are terrific mentors and teachers on teams.
Well, there's no doubt about it that there are guys. I think about first what Vince Carter has provided to the teams he's been around in the past couple seasons. Zach Randolph, to some degree, was doing that as he moved from Memphis to Sacramento. But there are guys who are still players and that are on the floor.
And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Robinson's checked in for Washington. Ish Smith comes in for Shabazz Napier. And a new group in for the Knicks. Taj Gibson's checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Portis comes in for Randall. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Maurice Harkless. And Ellington is subbed in for Payton.
Making plays in traffic. This is where Barrett's most effective.
Robinson passes to Bryant. And Bryant slams it in.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
Yeah, they're going for the throat. Here's Barrett. And it's sent back by Bryant. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. 1:51 left in the third. To the inside. And Thomas Bryant gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. The pass to Portis. Swiped away. And here comes Brown, leading the fast break. Here's Robinson. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got 4 assists in the game.
And really the story of this second half, one team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
Well, this team did something in halftime, going from a mild-mannered half-court executing team to some heroic shooting in the second half.
New York again turning it over. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for him.
The most positive thing about his last 10 games, the work on defense. His mindset has become very aggressive. The steals are up, and he's becoming a big factor on the defensive end.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, before he became a head coach in Memphis and New York, David Fizdale spent 8 seasons as an assistant under Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Now, Spo said he's a brilliant basketball mind that has exceptional gold standard level communication skills. One of the most talented coaches I've been around. So, Kevin, Fizdale is highly respected.
David, he sure is. Great reputation. Now getting his shot. Thank you so much. Wizards leading by 10. And here's Smith. 11 points in the game. That one, no good. Here's Ellington. From down in the low post, it goes. Here's Smith. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Robinson goes in. Count the basket. Robinson's got the lead. Back up to 10 now for Washington.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
He throws it down despite the man right in his face. A chance here for a three-point play.
And Knox taking lessons from the school of Hard Knocks on that play. Nice finish.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And that one misses. And here we go. Washington fast break. Here's Smith. And that's the final possession with the nice defense right there. And so it's the Washington Wizards in the driver's seat. Up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, Greg, is peripheral vision.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And New York, looking at who they've got. Taj Gibson is out there with Knox. Then there's Elfrid Payton. Then there's Wayne Ellington. And it's Bullock in at the small forward. Knicks trail by 8. To the paint, here's Knox, and it's blocked by Brown, and they'll keep possession.
I commend the physical play of Taj Gibson. He brings that every night when he's shooting. He's skilled at drawing contact.
Wizards making a switch here. Bonga's checked in, and New York with a change here too. Randall's checked in. Wizards leading by 7. Gibson with the steal. One-on-one fast break. Here's Bullock. Count that one.
Such opportunistic basketball right there, and that's when they desperately needed it.
Washington shooting impressively throughout at 62%. Pass to Brown. Back to Napier. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Here's Knox. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
Bryant is checked in for Ian Mahinmi. Harkless is checked in for New York.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
And Brown drops them both.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Payton passes to Knox. That shot misses. And the Wizards now going the other way. To the wing right side. Pass to Napier. Shot on the wing. The Wizards with another miss.
That's a shocker there. Did not expect him to miss from that range. He's got to be shooting close to 60% from there.
That's an excellent play call to free him up from the defense.
Well, taking advantage of that opportunity, it does not get any more high percentage than that one.
Hachimura the pass to Napier. To the middle, here's Bryant. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
If you came to watch a scoring battle, you're in the right place.
Yeah, both of these teams locked in on the offensive end. Going to be a high-scoring affair tonight. Well, any possession that ends in a shot from that range after a good player and ball movement, that's a good one.
Napier passes to Hachimura. And Elfrid Payton with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Bobby Portis is checked in for Kevin Knox. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Napier feeling it out a bit. Nailed from three-point land. And the Wizards lead by 8.
I think the defense has more concerns out there on the floor, and they give him a good open look from the perimeter.
And so Bryant will bring it up for the Washington Wizards. Right wing passes to Hachimura. Harkless with the steal. And here's the fast break. Randall leading it all the way. It's it alive. It's good on the putback.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Good. Nice play there from Napier.
Well, he's been doing it all night. Why not go back to him?
Yeah, he's feeling it. Keep feeding him until he misses.
A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Inside. Bryant passes to Bryant. It's rebounded by Portis. Knicks trail by 6. Here's Harkless. Takes it off the glass.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Wizards have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. There's the pass to Hachimura. Another shot and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Julius Randle picks one up. First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5. A different look for New York. Gibson comes in for Portis, and Barrett subbed in for Reggie Bullock.
Job well done at the line on that possession. They'll make things a little easier on themselves if they can convert those.
Randle no good. The Wizards shooting it well here in the fourth quarter, 50%. Pass to Bryant. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. And the Wizards lead by 8.
And he's really made the most of his opportunities today. I mean, he needs to keep working for those kinds of looks.
Shots good by Gibson.
You risk getting torched when somebody's open. Payton's skilled enough to find the open man.
Now here's Napier. Brown outside. Back to Napier. From past the arc. No good. Shot missing. So New York will take it the other way. Here's Barrett. Bryant with the rebound. Washington with the ball. They've led by as much as 10. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Napier passes to Bryant. Great D that time from Gibson.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
And so Washington takes the win.
unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
at that, the amethyst. It's like gold at that point. So it's just really progressing, building my collection, really just creating the dream lineup, getting my favorite players throughout the different eras and putting them in a mode and progressing my way through and just building. It's just my kind of mode. It's so fun. I'm looking forward to getting started on it.
And a look from earlier as the Pistons come off the bus. Dressed for success coming into this tough contest tonight on the road. And the game arrival, sponsored by Express Dress. Let's quickly take a look at the standings out east. The season nearly complete. Take a look at the Pistons. It's been a rough season for them. The good news is the lottery is only a couple months away. And, of course, the Knicks tied up with them.
And I think for the Pistons, one thing they don't have to worry about is not having enough free time this summer, because they're not going anywhere near the postseason.
And there will be players on the move once this season is over. You can count on that. They have to make wholesale changes, and the front office knows it.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. At the forward positions, Snell and Griffin. Rose is out there with Kennard, and it's Wood in at the 5 spot. And for the Knicks, we've got Mo Harkless. Barrett is out there with Payton, then it's Taj Gibson. And it's Randall in at the 4. Takes the 13-footer, that one wide left. Now the Pistons with it, coming off that loss against Philadelphia. Griffin, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on R.J. Barrett. Of course, the playoff seedings still jumbled a bit up in the air. Just how important you think it is to get home court advantage in the NBA playoffs in this era.
Historically speaking, Kevin, as you know, home court advantage is absolutely monumental, and it doesn't matter the round of the playoffs. Could be a conference semifinal or an NBA final. If you come down to a Game 7, that home court advantage can be the difference between winning and losing. You want as much in your favor, Kevin, as you know, going into the postseason.
Bangs home the trifecta.
Well, Kevin, no one's ever questioned his court vision. Rose playing unselfish basketball, being the leader this team needs him to be.
Here's Harkless. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Have to love the ball distribution. Keep everyone involved.
Griffin down low. Randall on him.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
Here's Randall. Griffin with some nice D. The Pistons have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Snell. Pass to Wood. The tray. And another 3 for Detroit.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That is his first foul of the game. Gibson with it, and Griffin picks him up defensively. They get it back.
The offense is sputtering a bit here, starting to fall behind.
Rose, that's good.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this league. And now, in his second year of coaching the Knicks, David Fizdale putting more of a stamp on this team, changing the mindset of the franchise.
Well, the New York Knicks hired David Fizdale to steer the ship with a group of young players. And I want you to think back to where he earned his stripes. That was with the LeBron James and Dwayne Wade championship Miami teams. So he knows culture and he knows winning.
That free throw, no good. And Greg, talking to scouts about R.J. Barrett, they love the athleticism. But what makes him especially good is the work ethic and the confidence.
Yeah, some elite prospects will take plays off. This guy never does. He's not one that sits around and reads his press clippings. He's a warrior, a leader, and he's proven to be a winner.
The shot's good from Ntilikina.
Ntilikina's reach and athleticism is absolutely a factor inside. He can score it in there, make no mistake.
Now the pass to Griffin. Some solid defense from Robinson.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Well, missed opportunities, and they can certainly add up. You cannot afford to take that kind of shot.
And just the sheer power of Griffin, one of the best finishers in the league after contact.
How about the timing? Can be the difference between an assist and a turnover. Nice delivery.
Here's Mikhailiuk. Here's Kennard. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there. Knicks trail by 8. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession. There's a break in the action, so a rundown now. The most reliable power forwards and centers over the past month when it comes to shooting the basketball. You look at Robinson, leading the league in field goal percentage. He always gets good looks.
You know, he's gotten to the top of that list because he has a terrific sense and touch around the basket. He just finds ways to convert low post opportunities.
Here's Barrett. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down.
An effective mid-range scorer. Barrett excels at finding openings in the defense and capitalizing.
Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Woods got his 3rd basket of the night. Here's Ntilikina. Rebound, Detroit. We've got 28 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Griffin can't get it to go in.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
From 12 feet out. Almost, but it rolls out. Here's Kennard. It could go. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in.
Fantastic defense from Barrett there. It helps big time when he gives the hustle and stays home with his man.
Bobby Portis, who
she gets up at 3-4 in the morning and gets off at 1:20.
And she was a basketball player in her own right. Greg, a scholarship at Jackson State University.
Yeah, and gave up basketball when she had Bobby, but she encouraged him to pursue his dream, and she said now she's living her dream through him.
And we return to the second quarter, and no Jay Latina. Specialized jerseys on display. Welcome back, everyone. And what stands out to you from the Pistons so far in this one?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Yeah, the defense hasn't been there. They are getting hammered on second chance opportunities.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And New York, looking at who they've got. They've got Reggie Bullock, Mitchell Robinson out there with Portis. Then there's Wayne Ellington, and it's Knox in at the 3, the small forward. There's Brown with the 3. Robinson pulls it in. Knicks trail by 8. New York again turning it over.
Guys, when you consider the New York Knicks roster, there is some talent amongst their young players. More than a handful of their guys in their first 3 years in the league. Kevin Knox, Mr. Robinson, and Mr. Dotson all could be factors for them in the future.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Julius Randle's checked in for Portis, and it's Payton in for Reggie Bullock. Here's Randle. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton.
Well, what you want to see from Elfrid Payton are floor general skills on full display. Finds the open teammate. Nice.
Doris with the youth. The Knicks added Dennis Smith to that bunch as well.
No doubt, Kevin. This was a player they had their eyes on. So when you couple Dennis Smith Jr. with some of the young assets they've collected over the last couple of years, there's a ton of young talent coming up in New York right now.
Here's Randle. That one a little long. Pistons leading by 8. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Here's Henson. And the call on the shot sends him to the line. Or sometimes what was once considered a negative becomes a positive. For example, tweeners are now looked at as very valuable assets and very versatile assets.
Yeah, Kev, no doubt. Like, think about how much the game has changed for players like Draymond Green, who was so integral to the success of the Golden State Warriors. Here was a young guy who was considered at one point coming out of college for the power forward and center spot, too small to play the position. But as the NBA has downsized, as it's gotten smaller and faster, Draymond Green can be as important as any other player on a roster.
Here's Doumbouya. Pass to McRae. Here's Galloway. Ellington defending. 5 on the clock. Snell, the pass to Doumbouya.
Wow! Young fella. And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. Snell kicks to McRae. Henson the pass to McRae. 3-pointer. Snell. Knicks with the rebound. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta. Back to Ellington. To the inside. Here's Gibson. 11 feet out and he hits it. Gibson's got 6. Pistons leading by 8. Pass to Galloway. Here's McRae. Back to Galloway. Over Payton. Galloway, no good.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
Count it. Ellington's got his first points of the game.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Snell kicks to Galloway. Henson. Great positioning on the putback. And the Pistons lead by 8.
Well, after a less than stellar start in the first quarter, you like to see that shot go down.
And Randall throws it down.
I like to see Kevin Knox share the basketball because what it shows is an improving awareness in finding his teammates. That's how people want to play with you.
Passes it to Doumbouya. There's 39 seconds left now here in the second. Rebounded by Knox. And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for New York. 6-point game. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
Miscue there. Hadn't had many of those so far, which is a big reason they're ahead.
And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. Here's Ntilikina. No, boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Blake Griffin.
Well, put that speed to work, Mr. Ntilikina, doing a nice job attacking the defense.
Derrick Rose is checked in for Detroit. He hits both from the stripe.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Mykhailiuk passes to Griffin. Puts the move on, and he sinks the layup. Griffin's got his second basket of the night.
And that's just too easy. When Griffin gets to that area of the floor, expect him to finish.
And that'll do it for the first half of competitive. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. Detroit finds themselves ahead after 2 quarters. They are leading by 4. Thanks for joining us.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Knicks trail by 4. And on the floor for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. On the wings, Kennard and Snell. Griffin is out there with Wood, and it's Rose in at the point guard position. Detroit with the ball. They've held a 12-point lead early. Over to the wing. Here's Snell, defended by Harkless. Back to Wood. The putback, it's good on the putback. And the Pistons lead by 6.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Harkless with the bucket.
Now, how did he manage to change his shot midair?
The pass to Rose. Here's Wood, covered by Payton. And Gibson sends it back.
Boy, Gibson's so good at timing these rejections. Twice on the pipes from Taj. Maybe he rushes that just a little bit, who knows, but he couldn't have gotten a better look than that.
You talk about a player who's a consummate...
You got to be kidding.
And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness. And there's the foul. Goes on Taj Gibson. That's his first foul. And New York making a change here. Robinson's checked in. And a switcher also for Detroit. Maker's checked in. And it goes down 2 points.
Kev, how about the body control from Rose? Took it right at the defender and got it to go.
No one near Payton as he lets it go. It's a very good look and converts.
And that's definitely a shot that he has in his arsenal.
Here's Maker. Lays it up and banks it in. Maker's got his first points of the night.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the foul against Detroit. The Knicks shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
A lot of switching on every possession in the NBA from a defensive standpoint, and you see the way Doris offenses are adjusting to that.
Yeah, I think number one, you have to attack the switch. That's first and foremost. And it's an interesting balance between attacking and being patient. Because the one thing you're ultimately seeking in every switch is a favorable matchup for yourself. That's where a critical thinking guard who knows where to find and put the ball is so critical to your success.
That's a good way to look at it. Kennard's shot is off. Knicks have gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. Randall with the bucket.
Boy, you can see their confidence growing. They have reason to believe.
What I love, Greg, is the heart, the fire, the tenacity. This is absolutely fantastic.
And the basket by Maker.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Randall right side. And there's the big-time jam, and he slams it right over Maker.
Oh, and he got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open. And a new group in for the Knicks. Portis, he's checked in for Robinson. Kevin Knox comes in for Maurice Harkless. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Barrett. And it's Ntilikina in for Elfrid Payton. Mykhailiuk passes to Brown. It's deflected. Here's Knox. Here's Randall. And Randall throws it down.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, G.A., he knows what his job is. Patrol the offensive glass.
And that's so demoralizing to your opponent. To play great defense and have the possession end that way, that's tough to take.
Mykhailiuk can't get it to go. New York leading by 3. Here's Ntilikina. It's good. Ntilikina's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
This is critical to Ntilikina's development. Nice drive right there.
And they get it. A nice shot by Mykhailiuk. The Knicks have gotten 8 of their 11 shots to drop since the break. A great third quarter for them offensively. Randall with the bucket.
Well, they're leading in large part because of the work he's put in this quarter. This is nicely done.
Launches it. And he's good on the 3-ball. Mykhailiuk's got 5 points now this quarter.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
And Portis throws it down.
Ntilikina may not be the prototypical lead guard, but he puts it on time and on target right there.
Pass to Kennard. And here is Maker. He's guarded by Bullock. And the dunk by Maker.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Sinks the triple.
You can see Frank Ntilikina running the offense and growing with every opportunity.
Brown feeling out a bit. Offensive rebound.
Hard work and soft hands. Guys, that's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip-in. Pass to Randall. And Randall throws it down.
I'll tell you, that vertical ability he has puts him in select company in NBA power forwards. May not have great size, but boy, he plays bigger than it.
Julius Randle getting it done for New York. They've leaned on him for offense, and he hasn't let them down. He's now up to 23 points today. And we'll be right back after this. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Taj Gibson is out there with Portis. Then there's Reggie Bullock. Then there's Wayne Ellington. And it's Knox in its small forward. That's the 5 for New York right now.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Wood. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high-quality shot and then able to knock it down.
Portis kicks to Ellington. And it's off the back rim. No good.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
The shot's good from Griffin.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
You know, we talk about execution offensively coming down the stretch. To me, it's as important defensively, and they didn't have it.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Down low. Goes straight to the defender for the... And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Simply crushing it right now. So much more accurate in the second half than he was in the first.
No good from Gibson. The Pistons trailing. To take the lead. Tries again. And no good on the shot. Trying to follow through after the contact, but he'll shoot 2 at the line instead.
Injuries have taken a toll on Griffin as he's gotten older, but shouldn't take away from what he's done over the course of his career.
The Knicks have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Payton can't get it to go. And so Griffin will bring it up for Detroit. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. When this game is done, they'll be off to take on the Raptors. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for them. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession. Wood kicks to Griffin. Passes it to Kennard. 4 on the clock. Over Robinson. That misses off the backboard.
And they get the rebound, but guys, that's been the issue throughout the game.
Basket good. And the Knicks lead by 1.
Well, the big man, Taj Gibson, pretty assist there, Kevin.
To the left side wing. On its way from Rose for 2. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Griffin's got 3 assists tonight. Payton finds Harkless. Rose against Payton. Now the pass to Harkless. Fires the 3. And the rebound goes to Griffin. Griffin's got 7 rebounds in the game. No good from Gibson. Detroit with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run. Snell, that's good.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Knicks trail by 3. Right side Gibson. Harkless kicks to Barrett. Some nice passing by New York here. Robinson dishes to Harkless. Robinson passes to Gibson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Gibson's got 4 points this quarter.
Gibson unafraid in a big moment. What a big-time delivery.
To the middle. Got a piece of it. Inside. Here's Wood. Great D that time from Gibson.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
The shot by Payton, no good. The Pistons have gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter. 13 feet away. Rose scanning the floor. Back to Griffin. The kick out to Rose. Detroit needs to get off a shot. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
Boy, that's the last thing they needed. This game too close to be making those kinds of errors.
Randall's checked in for the Knicks. Here's Gibson. And the rebound goes to Griffin. Guys are not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
This is a huge possession.
And this is where all the hard work pays off. You have to be able to execute under pressure. And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
I'll tell you, it takes confidence to pull the trigger in that situation. You love guys who relish the moment.
Rose attacking. Randall with some nice D. Barrett with the ball. Griffin on him. Money!
And coming through in a big way. You have to love Barrett there, taking over down the stretch.
Kennard kicks to Snell. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Stolen by Rose. For 3. Oh, and a chance to win the game, but the last second shot is offline. And regulation now complete. We will go to overtime. We've got more in store for you right after this. These teams have battled tooth and nail for 4 quarters, and now we head to overtime. Should be a blast. So Detroit will get the first possession. So the overtime period is now ticking away. Should be fun. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court for the Pistons, at the forward positions, Snell and Griffin. Rose is out there with Kennard, and it's Wood in at center.
Well, this guy has been efficient and effective all night. That IQ has been on display.
Here's Payton trying to get open as Randall, and again it's New York.
To me, if I'm Elfrid Payton, I want to capitalize from right here. Do your work in the mid-range.
Griffin's shot is off. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
That's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
Rose against Payton. Outside Rose. Back to Kennard. 6 to shoot. 3-pointers off the mark.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
And the call will be against Julius Randle. That's foul number 2 for him. The Pistons have gone 1 of 4 from the field in the overtime period so far. To the wing on the left. Snell, the pass to Wood. Back to Snell. To the paint. Griffin inside. He's defended by Randall. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Griffin's got the game tied up here for Detroit.
I mean, he makes plays like that in his sleep. The game is just far too easy.
Payton surveying the floor. Gets it out to Gibson. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Well, there's a physicality to what Taj Gibson does on a nightly basis, and particularly when he's this close.
It's the first, and that gives them the lead. So for the Pistons, Maker comes in for Blake Griffin. And Doumbouya is subbed in for Tony Snell.
You know, he doesn't let that opportunity slip by. Buries some big shots at the line.
Wood passes to Doumbouya. Here's Kennard. It's up a 3. It's money from deep.
Well, good vision from the inside and kicking it to the perimeter.
For New York, they've gone 2 of 3 from the floor as we've gotten this overtime period underway. It counts.
What a great shooting performance. His percentage is outstanding.
The Pistons have gone a shade under 50% from the floor here in overtime. They've hit 3 of 7. Doumbouya with it to the inside. It's stolen by Randall. Got it.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
And here is Maker. Here's Wood. And that one goes long. And the Knicks with possession. Yes!
Looking to close it out. That one might have been the backbreaker.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Randall. So it's New York picking up the win. And they have David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up for
improvements: shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluid, and goaltending.
All right, thanks, Blake. We look forward to catching up with you in 2K21. We'll see you soon.
Thanks. Look forward to it.
And we only have one top play for this week.
Coming right up. Welcome, everyone, to the NBA. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for him.
And he's been on the upswing offensively these past few months. And you know how much they love getting all those extra points out of him. He's been carrying a much bigger load lately, and I think he'll just continue to get better.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. On the wings, Kennard and Snell. Griffin is out there with Wood, and it's Rose in at the 1 spot. And for Washington, Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. On out there with Shabazz Napier. And it's Bonga in at the 3.
Nice pass by Derrick Rose, spotting a wide open guy from the corner of his eye. People wondered how happy Blake Griffin would be after being traded from LA to Detroit a few years back. He has completely embraced the city, and Motown loves him back as well, quickly becoming a fan favorite.
And there's the foul. Will go on Shabazz Napier. That is his first foul of the game. Griffin looking it over. Passes it to Wood. Rebounded by the Wizards. And with Griffin, he's also embraced Detroit's situation, trying to build a contender.
Griffin said he feels like he's a part of building something special here in Detroit. You have to admire how quickly Blake has gone all in for the Pistons franchise.
Here's Bonga. Here's Brown. Lays it up off the glass.
This is who you want leading that play. A sure passer with great awareness.
First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Snell dishes to Rose. Pass to Kennard. Shot clock at 6. To the right side. Snell from outside. And no good that time. Now Washington takes it the other way. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
I mean, it's a big-time victory when you can just storm back like they did. Didn't have a good first half, but completely outdid themselves, particularly in that third quarter.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
And here's Brown outside. Hachimura. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And his coaches and teammates love that. They want Hachimura getting after it more on that offensive glass.
Now here's Rose. A good portion of the scoring has come from him. He averages more than 18 points a game. Really left alone that time. Well, Smitty, for players and teams that are out of the playoff hunt, how do they stay motivated here to go the rest of the season, every night, every practice, every trip?
And I think that's when the organization, your captains, your coaches, you got to talk about being a pro. Sometimes you lose focus. You're not in the playoffs, and maybe your team that was supposed to be or not slated to be in the playoffs. You still are a professional. You have to have a professional approach.
And Detroit has possession, following the bucket by the Wizards. Back to Kennard. Shoots from the line, and that one, good. Kennard's got his second basket of the game.
This is what you do when your opponent's trying to take away the three and the painted area.
And the basket by Napier. There's a minute 34 left here in the first quarter. The pass to Rose. Left side, Griffin. Here's Snell. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Back to Griffin. Here's Snell. Misses the three. Now here's Napier. He picked up 21 points in their last win against New York.
And there really was a physical aspect of his performance that was off the charts. He was taking it right at him, and he just kept getting those calls and getting to the line.
Now here's Napier. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Rose goes in, and he banks in the layup.
Very aggressive, Derrick Rose. So efficient on how he attacks the hoop.
And here's Napier. He'll bring it up for Washington. Last time they met was right here, and they came out with the win.
Well, last time out, they got the win in large part because of the play of their bench, and they provided a lot of the scoring punch.
It's not unusual these days. Teams are more than willing to go deep into that bench to find answers for certain matchups.
Here's Brown, following the score by Derrick Rose. Brown the pass to Napier. Here's Hachimura. Back to Napier. Nice ball movement by Washington. And again, Washington no good. Griffin attacking. It's good. This time the assist from Rose.
The defense has to be terrified when Blake Griffin makes his mind up to drive it hard.
Here's Napier. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Pistons lead by 2. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And guys, looking at what you've seen so far from the Pistons, what do you think?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
You know this, the team that dictates the pace typically rules the roost. We see that here early on.
We've got Brown. Mahinmi is out there with Wagner. And it's Smith. And it's Robinson in at the 2. That's the 5 on the 4 for the Wizards.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior. Well, one area that has slowed the Pistons the last decade is their player development.
Yeah, you look at their roster, very few homegrown players. The Pistons haven't had a lot of hits with their first-round picks. To be a top team, you need to have a front office that can build from within.
Here's Maker, following the bucket by the Wizards. Over Mahinmi. And the rejection by Mahinmi. And it goes out of bounds. That went off Mahinmi. 2 on the clock. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for him.
And he's been very active with his hands. How about the steal numbers this month? He's been really hounding on the defensive side.
Washington trailing. There's Brown with the 3. Doumbouya pulls it in. And, well, Detroit shooting it really well. 54% from the floor. Mikhailuk can't get it to go. Wizards have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Mahinmi with it, now guarded by Maker. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Steve, we've heard Commissioner Adam Silver broach the idea of a mid-season tournament. How that would be structured, I don't know. But do you think that could possibly work?
I think it's a possibility, Kevin. One, I think you definitely have to have the season shortened to 75 games, 68 games. I think you have to do it on the back end of the All-Star break because we know so much as far as the calendar. When can you fit this in? Maybe 3 or 4 days after the All-Star game during that week. Expand that time off of maybe 3 or 4 days. It's possible.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Pistons. On Saturday, they'll take on Marc Gasol and the Toronto Raptors. And then on Tuesday, they'll go back home and will be hosting the Orlando Magic.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
Here's Wagner. Washington gets it back. Mahinmi's shot is good.
Back in the day, someone would have blocked him out, but times have changed.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ish Smith. That's his first foul.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Wizards making a switch here. Hachimura is checked in. Brown right side. Goes up the baseline. And the Pistons getting another bucket right there. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Now, here is Robinson. Tight defense on him. Stolen by Doumbouya. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ish Smith. That's foul number 2 for him. Detroit leading by 6. Here's Rose. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Out to the right wing. Here's Wagner. Buries the long-range jumper.
Aside from the rim runners in this league, most bigs are now asked to help stretch the floor.
Launches a 3, and another 3 for Detroit.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
How often do we see this these days? Clubs answer each other from range.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Kennard kicks to Griffin. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And Smitty, Blake Griffin stepping up his game in every way since joining the Detroit Pistons.
Kevin, last season was a career year in scoring, and he's doing so much on the floor. Rebounding and passing are a big part of his game now, and he's leading the way for this team in a lot of ways.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Bonga's checked in, and Shabazz Napier subbed in for Ish Smith.
Out of character for him to miss that shot. Maybe just a little too casual there.
Mahinmi against Henson. Pass to Rose. Here's Kennard. Back to Rose. The 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Rose has got the lead up to 13 now for the Pistons.
Sometimes Derrick Rose is usually hit or miss, but when he's on, look out.
Napier passes to Bonga. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. Bonga's got his second bucket. And Robinson comes to help. Rose kicks to Henson. Offline with his 3. Wizards have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. Yep, that one goes.
That's the pass you want. Orchestrating the offense, creating for others.
So it's Detroit now, following the bucket by the Wizards. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play. Ryan is checked in for Hachimura. Then for the Pistons, Thon Maker's checked in for John Henson. Tony Snell comes in for Jordan McRae. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Rose.
You know, thinking back, Chauncey Billups once said Griffin might be too nice of a guy, yet he's a league leader in technicals almost every season. As soon as he had the ball in his hands, he put the pressure on the defense and found the opening.
Outside Robinson. Three-pointer. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's the Detroit. Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. Their largest deficit of the period was... And that'll do...
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, One side trying to protect their lead. You look at Blake Griffin in this game, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
And many of those quality shots have been jumpers. A very high percentage of those in the first half.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. And Detroit looking at who they've got. At the forward positions, Snell and Griffin. Derrick Rose is out there with Kennard, and it's Wood in at the 5, roaming the paint. Here's Kennard. After the basket by Washington. Back to Rose, to the paint, Wood. And he can't bank that one in. Wizards trail by 12. The baseline J. And the rebound goes to Griffin. And so Griffin will bring it up for Detroit. When this game is done, they'll be off to take on the Raptors. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip. Rose looking around. Detroit getting another chance here.
An underrated aspect of Griffin's game, his tremendous instincts on the glass.
On the wing, Brown. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
And a moment here to look at numbers for Snell, how the second half of the season has shaped up for him, averaging about 7 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. Nothing about his numbers really jump out at you, but he'll come up with a timely play or two every game.
He understands his role. He accepts it. He's one of those guys who doesn't need the ball to be effective.
Here's Hachimura. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Here's Bryant, and Bryant slams it in.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass.
And out of Japan, a real interesting prospect. Hachimura, especially now that he can stretch the floor.
Yeah, he found the 3-ball in his last year of college. Hit over 40%. You combine that with the size, the motor, he is really versatile, and I feel like he's putting it all together.
And he makes that one.
Taking what the defense offers up, Smith with good vision there finds the open man.
Now here's Griffin. D right on him. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession. Wagner, he's checked in for Washington. Then for the Pistons, Doumbouya comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Bruce Brown in for Derrick Rose. Over in the corner, Brown. And again, Washington, no good. Pistons leading by 10. Doumbouya kicks to Brown. It's stolen by Smith. Hachimura, the pass to Smith. Here's Hachimura. Shoots over Brown. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And taken away by Brown. Here's Bryant. And Bryant slams it in.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Great activity at both ends. Great teamwork as well.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. A smitty of recent players to enter the league. Which had rookie seasons that surprised you?
I think Donovan Mitchell, the way he came out of the gates. I knew Luka Doncic was good, but because I hadn't seen much film or seen him live, he surprised me. Trae Young, the way he's played from a small guard position, those are some of the guys that have surprised me. Some were high draft picks, and some were a little bit lower, but those are the three.
Mahinmi's checked in for the Wizards. Robinson comes in for Brown. And now here's a quick peek at the best rookie free throw shooters over the course of the past month. Well, you look at Hachimura, one of the league's best, third in free throw percentage.
He has been locked in at the line, taking complete advantage whenever he's got an opportunity to put points on the board.
Maker. The kick out to Rose. passes to Brown. 6 on the shot clock. To the middle. Here's Doumbouya. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. .136 left to play in the third. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. There's 1:34 left here in the third quarter. Robinson, that's good.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Detroit leading by 5. Here's Brown. They can't stop the run with that one.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
And so it's Rose bringing it up for the Pistons. They've led by as many as 14 points. It's good.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Pass to Wagner. Out to the right wing. Outside Robinson. The shot from 20 feet away. Wagner can't hit.
Wow, that's one you just kind of assume is going in. Tough luck.
And the rejection by Mahinmi. And it goes out of bounds. One off Mahinmi. There's 38 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. And the pass to Doumbouya. Here's Maker. Rebound by Smith.
What a defensive play. Gets the stop and does it without fouling.
The putback. Detroit with the rebound. And here we go. The Pistons fast break. Rose with the ball. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. For Detroit, they have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. And here's Napier. Great touch on the 16-footer. Napier's got 4 this quarter.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
What I like during this run, they paid incredible attention to the details at both ends. That needs to continue.
And so it's the Detroit Pistons with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. A good size advantage, and they'll look to increase it. Back right after this. In a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
At his position, traditionally, his job is to shoot the basketball. Give him credit for keeping his eyes up and just taking what the defense allows.
2 points.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ballgame. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Robinson is out there with Napier. And it's Bonga in at the small forward position. That's the 5 on the 4 for the Wizards. Robinson for 3, and the Wizards hit again from deep.
What a time for him to step up. Big 3 right there.
That's what you have to do. Clutch shots, clutch shooters, they come through in those positions.
Galloway dishes to Henson. Yes, that goes in. And the Pistons lead by 7.
Langston Galloway with a nice assist. Hopefully we can see more of this.
In the corner, Napier with it. And it's off from 3-point range. The Pistons have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Here's Galloway, fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
And Washington making a change here. Brown's checked in, and then for Detroit, Christian Woods checked in for John Henson. Blake Griffin comes in for Thon Maker. And Tony Snell subbed in for Jordan McRae.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. There's Galloway. Napier covering. It's stolen by Bryant. And here's the fast break. Looking to end his cold spell. Yep, it goes. And the Piston lead is cut down now to just 6 on the basket from Napier.
A tale of 2 halves. He's really turned it around here, scoring the ball.
Here's Kennard. There's the triple. Here's Wood. Pass to Galloway. In the corner, Kennard with it from outside the arc. Bonga pulls it in.
His struggles from the field continue, yet they still hold the lead.
Bryant drives in. Passes it to Bonga. Just 5 to shoot. Washington needs to get a shot off here. Here's Napier. A three-pointer off the mark.
And all quarter long, it's been the same story. Inconsistent with this offense.
And Thomas Bryant gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. And the Pistons making a change here. Rose is checked in. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
On to attack all evening. Not sure at this point what can slow Blake Griffin down.
Down low. Here's Bryant. Rebounded by the Pistons. Woods got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Good work there as it goes. And now it's a 10-point Piston lead.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Great job of reading the floor, got to the rim, and made a play.
And finish off by Bryant.
Explosive leaping ability allows him to play the 5, even though he's a little undersized.
Griffin, no one around him. Bryant with the rebound. Bryant's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Napier feeling it out a bit. Griffin grabs the board. Griffin's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Snell. Rebounded by the Wizards.
The defense was begging him to take that shot, and he took the bait, but you can't blame him.
Shooting for Washington.
So the first one drops, and that narrows the gap to 7.
At the line for 2.
And Brown drops them both.
Crucial that he converts those shots. They've got to keep eating away at the lead.
And it's Rose with the ball for the Detroit Pistons. Here's Kennard. From outside, off the mark.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Here's Bonga. It's in! And now they trail by just 4.
And right there, you see the decision-making ability of Hachimura. Sets his man up perfectly.
Here's Snell. He's covered by Brown. Detroit, no good that time either. This could be a turning point.
Critical possession right here.
Lets it go. No good off the back of the rim. Here are the Pistons with the ball. Rose kicks to Griffin. Outside Rose. Pass to Kennard. From deep. Griffin's shot is off. Bonga, the pass to Hachimura. Yes!
And you've got to love the energy right now. They got hot when they absolutely had to.
They're so close now, they've got to keep their foot on the gas pedal.
And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can hit the second. And the second of 2 is good. That makes it a 3-point lead.
Looking to tie it up with a big triple.
This is where you want to run a play. Don't just walk it up and heave it.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. They're behind by 3. 3 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And they need a 3 to tie. But look, they've got enough time here to find a good look. They can run a play off the inbound, make sure they get it in the hands of their best shooter.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Blake Griffin.
And his percentage from the field tonight seems almost made up.
I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck.
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
RPM Tech benefits to this stand, resulting in unprecedented improvements in shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. unprecedented improvements in shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
Play for this week from our own LD2K. It was just too good to pass up. Enjoy.
Come on, man. We had to really show this. Wait, no! How much does ankle tape cost? How much BC? But on a serious note, thank you to our amazing community for submitting your top play.
And in the locker room, each guy has been going over and through his... And a chance now to take a look at some numbers for him.
And he's been very active with his hands. How about the steal numbers this month? He's been really hounding on the defensive side.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Shabazz Napier out there with Brown. And it's Bonga in at the 3. And for New York, Randall out there with Mo Harkless. Then it's Barrett, then it's Taj Gibson, and it's Payton in at the 1. Big conference rivalry tonight, Chris. Think back to some of your legendary bouts between, say, your Sacramento team and the LA Lakers.
Oh, man, my ears are ringing right now. I got the cowbells ringing in my ears just from you saying that. But
pretty exciting, wasn't it?
Yeah, oh, man, it was awesome. But it's not just another game. The pride is involved. It's about the standings in the conference. And also, it's about fan bragging rights. So for us, it was like the Battle of California. We wanted people in Sacramento to be able to walk around in LA and say, hey, we're the best right now.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
Washington with the rebound. Here's Brown. Banked in off the glass. Brown's got his second bucket of the night.
That's just a product of good pass work. I mean, nice team basketball right there.
Pass to Barrett. Fires from 18. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Looking at the Knicks, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Hawks in Atlanta. Good on the shot.
You have to push Hachimura out of there if you're the defense. He's a real problem on the interior.
Here's Gibson, and it's Gibson finishing it off.
Look, he may not be thought of as big for a center, but with his ability to go vertical, he sure plays big.
Brown against Payton. Brown, good. Brown's got 6.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Here's Randall, and that one is good.
Let the big man eat. Give it to Randall there, and he's locked in on scoring.
For Washington, they've gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. It's Brown on the wing. He's got 6. Out to the wing. Here's Napier. No good from outside. Randall dishes to Barrett. Payton outside. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And Chris, a very unique experience playing in the nation's capital. What was your time like with Washington?
Oh, I love D.C. Oh, I love Chocolate City. I mean, the surrounding areas of D.C. love the team as well. There's something special about playing in the capital.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Mitchell Robinson's checked in for Gibson. Portis comes in for Julius Randle. Knox, he's checked in for Harkless. And it's Reggie Bullock in for Barrett. Here's Knox, and the powerful one-handed slam.
And a hard finish there, guys.
And only one hand needed for that one. Wizards trail by 4. Here's Smith. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Yeah, you can't blame the ref for making that call at all. The defense in general is already at such a disadvantage as it is.
Now, here is Robinson. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta. Hachimura, the pass to Mahimi. First quarter play and just over 3.5 minutes in.
Golden opportunity that he can't make good on. Maybe a wake-up call to the D, though. They can't leave him alone like that.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Washington with the ball. The Knicks making the shot. Here's Smith. The putback, Robinson pulls it in. Now the Knicks with it. They've outscored them 10 points to 2 during this run. 55 seconds left in the first quarter. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Well, this is what Smith does best, keeping his eyes moving to set up the open look.
The shot's good from Ntilikina.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Pass to Hachimura. Robinson for 3. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
Here's Robinson. Robinson with the block. Here's Knox. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Yeah, you got to be careful. It's still early. They've expended a lot of energy, but they've also built a nice cushion here.
And so it's New York going into the break with a 10-point lead. Frank Ntilikina has established himself as a legit defender.
Defense is 80% of will and 20%.
A young player with an advanced understanding of defense, and his length gives him an edge.
And his defense is something he enjoys. If he can put it all together at both ends, he's a player you can build around.
We welcome you back to Noche Latina. Becoming an annual tradition is always here on 2K Sports, and always exciting. And looking at what we've seen from the Knicks so far, what do you guys think?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
With the game being fast-paced these days, you can expect this from a lot of teams, but they did it very well.
We've got Wayne Ellington. Reggie Bullock is out there with Portis. Then it's Robinson, and it's Ntilikina in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 for New York right now. They get a hand on it. Here's Hachimura. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against New York. Here's Ellington. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Wizards trail by 8. Smith kicks to Robinson. Back to Smith. Pass to Wagner. Takes the 3. And the 3 ball is good. Wagner's got 7 points.
Yeah, it's such a sweet 3-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter. I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
And for Frank Ntilikina, some questions as to where he is best suited.
I mean, for me, I like when he plays more off the ball. I mean, he's shown that he could become a scorer when he only has to worry about that aspect of his game. Still very young and has a great set of skills with which to work.
And the Knicks making a change here. Randall's checked in. Then for the Wizards, Ryan is checked in for Mahinmi. Troy Brown comes in for Hachimura. And Shabazz Napier subbed in for Smith. Now here's Ellington. Napier covering. Here's Robinson. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Knicks lead by 9.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Here's Ntilikina. And that's good. Robinson picking up the assist.
Not allowing the defense to bother him. When Ntilikina is near the rim, he's really good at keeping his composure.
Robinson passes to Napier. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
Inside, here's Randall. Bryant with the rebound.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
They get it back. A beautiful reverse layup. Bryant's got his first 2 points of the night.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
And here's Napier. He'll bring it up for the Wizards. 6-point game. To the paint. Here's Wagner. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Julius Randle picks one up.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Chris, are there specific types of plays where you feel the whistle gets blown maybe a little too often and a little too early?
Well, sometimes for a guard, when he's defending the guard and the pick and roll comes and fights through that pick, as a guard, offensive player, I can stop and let you bump into me and shoot the ball. I think the refs they just have to be smart with it. Sometimes it's a foul, but every time it's not, just because of the situation or the flop. And also, you just don't want players to be bailed out when the defender is in a good position. But that's what makes the game so great, is the fact that as an offensive player, you got to try to manipulate and find out where you can sneak yourself in the gray areas of a rule. And as a defensive player, how can you use your skill, your will, and then your IQ not to get caught with your hand in the cookie jar?
Wizards trail by 8. Brown outside. Out left to the wing. Bonga, the pass to Brown. Drains the three-pointer. Brown's got 9 points.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Now here's Gibson. He's guarded closely. Harkless dishes to Gibson. Takes it from 10. Off the left rim and out. Washington's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Right side, Bryant. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Now it's just a 3-point Knicks lead.
And I like the decision making. He's taking what the defense is willing to give him.
Oh, yeah, and that's just a good read on his part. And as usual, his mid-range jumper is on point.
The 3 from Bryant, and no good. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. New York ahead, up by 3. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime. New York holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They've got a 3-point lead. Kenny, some perspective, please.
Well, their ball movement was fun.
And that'll...
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. The Knicks leading by 3. Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So the Wizards 5 right now. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Brown out there with Shabazz Napier. And it's Bonga in at the 3, the small forward. Brown, and Gibson sends it back.
And Gibson just out here to...
And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Outside Bryant. A three-pointer is right on target. Bryant's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
Payton looking around. Over Napier. Here's Randall. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Randall's got 8.
Ooh, this is what makes Randall so special. His ferocity on the boards is admirable.
And it's Brown missing.
Might take him a little while to find their stride here in the second half. Only 1 for 4 so far. They just need to calm down, play their game.
Payton attacking. Some solid defense from Bryant.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
Excellent D, avoiding fouling and got in the perfect position to alter the shot.
Ooh, and this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
To the right side. To the middle. Here's Hachimura. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time.
Okay, listen, you got to body him up when he's in the paint. If you play off of him, then that's just 2 easy points.
Count that one. He's got 10.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
And the call will be against Julius Randle. That'll be his second foul of the game. So New York going with almost an entire new group here. Mitchell Robinson's checked in for Gibson. Bobby Portis comes in for Julius Randle. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Maurice Harkless. And Ellington is subbed in for Payton. The Wizards also changing it up. Mahinmi's checked in for Bryant. Robinson comes in for Brown. And Smith's subbed in for Napier. Kevin Knox is checked in for the Knicks. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And so it's New York with it. Outside Portis. Clock at 6. The shot, no good. Some solid defense from Robinson. Here's Hachimura. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Hachimura's got 6.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish. And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grind-it-out game.
Smith right side. Lets it go from deep. It'll go, and the Knick lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Mahinmi.
Well, that's almost a sure thing when you leave him that wide open on the perimeter. I mean, that's his sweet spot.
And C-Web, when Ish Smith goes to the rim, he is so deceptive. You just don't know where he'll go.
Yeah, Kevin, sometimes I feel that Smith doesn't even know where he's going. You know, but he's a crafty player that keeps defenders off balance with a change of speed. He gets the job done.
And now let's take a look at the 2K leaderboard as we've gotten into the second half of the season. These teams have become better and better at scoring points off turnovers. The Wizards second.
And since the break, we've seen them ambush their opponents with that attacking brand of defense. And boy, have they reaped the rewards offensively.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Washington with the ball. They trail by 3. The pass to Bonga. Now the dish to Mahinmi. To the left wing. Nice ball movement by Washington. It's intercepted. Now here's Ellington. Covered by Smith.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Oh, you're right, and I love the opportunistic approach. These kinds of hustle plays can be game changers.
From deep. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got rebound number 8 now on the night.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Oh, that's a well-deserved assist. Not every player has the vision to make that feed.
Pass to Smith. Here's Hachimura. Defended by Portis. It'll go, and the New York lead is cut back down to 5 points in the make from Hachimura.
And showing some toughness on that take. Hachimura, these kinds of buckets can energize a team. And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. And there it is for him.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of thing.
Here's Ellington. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Ellington's got 4 points this quarter.
Couldn't run the inbound play any better than right there.
Have to commend the hustle. When Portis works hard like this, it motivates everyone else to do the same.
And that's it for... Let's take a listen now to Scott Brooks.
We got 12 minutes to believe in each other. We got 12 minutes.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks, as always, for joining us. Wizards trail by 7. Peyton is out there with Barrett. Then there's Bobby Portis. Then there's Reggie Bullock. And it's Knox in at the 4 slot. That's the 5 for New York right now. Robinson passes to Hachimura. Good on the bucket.
With the second half he's having, I mean, his field goal percentage is way up there.
An even 3-on-3 break. He goes up again. The kick out to Brown for the 3. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
In perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
But it had to be. These days, you need to stretch the floor somewhat to make everything else work.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Smith on the wing. Back to Brown. Over to the left wing. 6 to shoot. Shoots the 3. That one, no good. And New York the other way now. They've led by as many as 11 points. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. Wizards trail by 6. Smith, the pass to Mahinmi. Out left to the wing. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. Here's a chance now to check out the New York Knicks' upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll tip off a road trip in Miami where they'll take on the Heat. Then on Tuesday, they'll head home to take on the Charlotte Hornets.
And if I'm this team, I'm looking at this as a barometer to see how we stack up against some of the top teams in the league. They'll have to be at their best. But if they come out of this with some success, I think it'll build momentum for the rest of the run.
It's good.
One of the few guys in the league who make a lead pass like that. Oh, just a fantastic look.
Peyton passes to Knox. That's good. And it's Peyton with the assist. Peyton's got 6 assists here tonight.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Here's Mahinmi. And the rebound goes to the Knicks.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Here's Knox. No good that time. And it's Washington the other way. And it's Smith penetrating. And the basket is good. And he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
It's that kind of aggression that's led to an increased role for Smith these past few years. I mean, they want him playing fast and attacking.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Taj Gibson's checked in for Bobby Portis. Randall comes in for Kevin Knox. And Harkless is subbed in for Reggie Bullock. Then for the Wizards, Thomas Bryant, he's checked in for Mahinmi. And it's Napier in for Robinson. Pass to Barrett. New York needs to get off a shot. Here's Gibson. Rebounded by the Wizards. Bryant's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. 3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th. Passes it to Nathan. There's the 3. Kept alive. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Good on the first, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. And Washington making a change here. Bonga's checked in. Both shots good from the stripe.
And that makes it a 1-possession game, guys. Got to be the biggest free throws of the game thus far.
Peyton dishes to Randall. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Oh, man, Randall. At his size, that quick first step, defender's going to get caught out of position.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
They get what they want out of that trip. Now a 2-possession game.
Hachimura, the pass to Bonga. Here's Hachimura to the inside. Here's Brown. Bonga deciding where to go with it. And the shot is long. And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for the Knicks. And Barrett slams it in.
And what I love about Barrett in transition, he can change directions at full speed. And not sure they've got enough time to save themselves.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you, GA, but I've seen crazy things happen.
The kick out to Bryant. Beyond the arc. It's rebounded by New York. Here's Randall. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Oh, Greg, that's the dagger. You could tell they wanted that one. I know that seals the deal. That's high-quality defense right there. Reading the situation, reacting, and making that a very tough jump shot.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. So for the Knicks, Dotson's checked in for Julius Randle. Frank Ntilikina comes in for Barrett. And Smith subbed in for Elfrid Payton. Here's Bryant. There's the pass to Schofield. From deep three-point range, Grant. It's good on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Smith outside. Pass to Ntilikina. And Gibson now atop the key. New York moving the ball around. Here's Dotson. 18 feet away, and he knocks it down. And the Knicks lead by 10.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And you know they are, sure. I mean, come on, the finish line is in sight. All they have to do is play it smart.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were, all right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris
benefits to the stick, resulting in unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
year long.
And a glimpse inside the locker room. Players' final. And before we sure can. All right, DA, thanks. So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Randall out there with Taj Gibson. Then there's Mo Harkless. Then there's Payton. And it's Barrett at the two-guard position. And for Detroit, Kennard is out there with Derrick Rose. Then there's Griffin. And it's Wood in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Gibson. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Got to keep Taj out of the post. How many of those have we seen?
Passes it to Rose. Randall against Griffin. That one goes. Count it. And tonight, two teams, Brent, that like to get into their sets, work the ball, have a little patience. Back in your day, what was your favorite play to run in half court?
Any NBA player, Kevin, will tell you their favorite play to run in the half court was any play that was called for them. Yeah. So let's start with that. But most of the time, I just enjoyed sets where the ball moved around. 4 or 5 touches. We talk often about good to great, but when you knew the opportunity for you to shoot the ball was there, but there was a better one for the next guy, that's when you're operating at a high level.
Now Payton, he just could not put it together in that loss to Atlanta. Pulls up on the wing. Rebounded by Rose. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. A nice shot by Mikhailuk.
And that's the role they want for Rose, getting guys going through his passing, especially when he can find them in rhythm.
Here's Randall, hits the close-range jumper.
Now, what a great option he gives them on every possession.
Well, for Detroit, their last game, a loss to the 76ers in Philadelphia. Here's Griffin. Randall with some nice D.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Payton passes to Randall. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton.
Yeah, Randall's not passing that one up. Fantastic job at converting when he's got the kind of position like that.
Rose against Payton. Rose looking around. To the left side wing. Kennard gets it to go from beyond the arc. Kennard's got 5.
Shooting 4 or 5 to start the game. That's got to be a feel good.
Stripped it away. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball. And
what a jam!
Wow, fans loving that right there.
What a jam!
Nice. Gibson using his body on the boards. He's great at using his timing to leap up and collect a second chance.
From the high post. Rose can't hit.
Well, mid-range is where he makes the money. So when the D's slow to get out on him, always surprising to see him miss from there.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
Pistons have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Here's Mikhailuk. The shot will not fall. Great D that time from Gibson.
Well, the big story from the Knicks last season was the surprise trade that sent Porzingis to Dallas. Shook up the entire roster.
Well, never easy to trade a franchise player, but there was some rumblings that maybe Porzingis was not going to stay there long term, and a surprise deal made last year as Porzingis exited New York for Dallas. So the next opportunity for them was draft and free agency, and to try to get as flexible as they possibly could be for the next few years.
Pass to Harkless. Kicks it to Barrett. The 3. Rebounded by the Pistons. coming off that loss against Philadelphia. Left side Rose, the dish to Griffin. And there's the pass to Mikhailuk. Back to Griffin. That shot is no good, and he's 1 for 3 from the floor. Here's Harkless, and Harkless slams it in.
The man was wide open there, and Julius Randle understood the timing to get him the ball to get that score.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Kennard. Here's Wood. Back to Kennard with 4 seconds on the clock. He takes it up and lays it in. Kennard's got 9 points.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position. So far, both teams scorching the Nets. You gotta love it.
Yeah, made for TV game here. Pace is great, scoring is coming in bunches, and both of the teams feeling confident right now.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And what stands out to you from New York in this one?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack, as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
Setting the floor for the Knicks. They've got Reggie Bullock. Portis is out there with Knox. Then it's Mitchell Robinson. And it's Ntilikina in at the point guard position. Robinson, that's good.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Snell kicks to Doumbouya. And the layup's good off the glass.
That's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference. Not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
Passes it to Knox from downtown. New York now working with the new shot clock. Portis can't get it to go.
He creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense not really a factor.
Portis brings the double team. Here's Galloway. Here's Doumbouya. Up and in on the layup. Doumbouya's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, they're trying to take command of this game, but it's been competitive so far.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And now let's take a look at the number of second chance points these teams have had over the last month. These guys never give up on a possession. Number 1, the Knicks.
And they've really put an emphasis on offensive rebounding. And, guys, it's paying off. The second chance points are coming in bunches.
John Henson's checked in for the Pistons. Jordan McRae comes in for Langston Galloway. Brown dishes to Doumbouya. To the wing right side. Here's McRae. 8 points his last outing.
He may not be the strongest inside presence in the league, but still, he's got to convert from there.
Doumbouya passes to Brown. Off target with his 3. New York trailing. Robinson up top. He's covered by Brown. Robinson kicks to Ntilikina. Back to Robinson. It's stolen by Maker. One-on-one fast break. Here's Brown. Draws contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Looking more comfortable as time moves on. I think his middle name is Play. That would be Thon Playmaker.
Wayne Ellington's checked in for New York. And the free throw, no good. Brent, at this point, perennial contenders sometimes coast to the final games of the regular season. Any danger that they can't hit that right button or flip the switch and get back into gear?
When you hear analysts say that the playoffs are all about matchups, they are exactly right. You and I talked about this, Kevin, several years ago about the time. Going into the playoffs, teams don't have to be hot. You don't have to be 10-2 in the last 12 games for your playoffs, because all of a sudden, if you're matched up against a team that's owned you all year long, your chances of winning that series are very, very slim. So it becomes just let's get in and let's find out who we're playing, and then we'll get to work.
Pistons leading by 5. Jumboya scoring his third straight basket in 3 tries.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Here's Robinson, and Maker sends it back.
Well, the positioning of Thon Maker is going to help him be a much more dependable shot blocker.
And this is right around the time when one team might start to pull away.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
It's stolen by Maker. Brown dishes to Maker. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And it's an 11-point Detroit lead.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively. All the energy is on the other side right now, and every miss just makes it worse.
Well, the other team is scorching hot, and they come down on this end and can't find a way to get the embers going.
Knicks trail by 13. New York moving it around. Robinson passes to Portis. Here's Ntilikina. 20 points for him last game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
Felt like he had a sense in that game that the defense was being over-aggressive, and he tried to take advantage of that. He continually frustrated them throughout the night and got to the free throw line.
Here's Henson, off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
It'll go, and the Detroit lead is cut down to 11 points with that bucket from Bullock.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to McRae. Back to Brown. Henson against Robinson. Shot clock at 5. Jumboya gets a wide open look. Pistons keep it alive. Here's Brown. And so is Detroit. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been... Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here. It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. They never trailed by more than 3 points. And that'll do.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Detroit leading by 11. While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the floor for Detroit, they've got Griffin. Derrick Rose is out there with Kennard. And it's Mikhailuk in at the small forward.
Yeah, and that kind of activity, Kevin, helps Griffin to do so much more in this game. He's been tireless.
Randall left side. And Randall throws it down.
Yeah, that's one way to get back into this game. Keep getting him the ball and let him make the shots.
Kennard kicks to Rose. Back to Kennard. Outside Griffin. Just 5 on the clock. Down low. The shot's good from Kennard. Kennard's got the lead up to 13 now for the Pistons.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
4 on 3 as they bring it up. Here's Rose. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Okay, good game plan. Start the second half. 3 of 4 so far from the field.
Payton finds Harkless. Left side, Gibson. Barrett wide open. He fires. Drills it from outside.
And, well, like a lot of young players, Barrett's working hard to become proficient from range.
And the pass to Kennard. Right side Rose. It doesn't go for him. Randall with some nice D. Here's Barrett. And it's good for 2. Barrett's got 5 points in the quarter.
And how about that? Coming out to start the half, a perfect 3 of 3.
Outside Rose. Pass to Mikhailuk. Passes to Kennard. It's good from long range. Kennard's got 14 points for the game.
That's just a lapse right there. No matter what, somebody has to be there and get a hand up in the shooter's face. I'm not sure what the coach said at halftime, but whatever it did, it's lit a fire. They're now 4 of 4 from the field to start their offense here in the second half.
Feeds to Griffin. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got 4 assists now tonight.
Blake Griffin is still very, very strong, and that solid foundation and base is helping him on the inside.
Tony Snell's checked in for the Pistons. Langston Galloway comes in for Luke Kennard. Knox, he's checked in for New York. Here's the 3. Barrett, no good. And it's Galloway with the ball. He'll bring it up for Detroit. When this game is done, they'll be off to take on the Raptors. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Over to the wing. 3-pointers. Snell. It's rebounded by New York. Gibson's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Barrett. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Barrett's got his 3rd bucket of the night. Pistons leading by 11. Outside Griffin. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the official.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
Well, he's one of the more popular players in the NBA in terms of fan support. They just love Blake Griffin's charisma.
From the wing, and it's Bullock missing.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Yeah, see the coach? He's got that frown on his face. I think we know why. Not a high percentage look.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Blake Griffin hits them both. Knicks trail by 15. Here's Knox. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
Well, Knox finding his way around the rim and then pretty versatile to finish.
Pass to Galloway. Takes a 3. Detroit, no good that time either. New York's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Here's Knox. Rebounded by Snell. Pistons leading by 13. Griffin down low. Defended by Portis. Henson's shot is off.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
You have to credit the aggressiveness offensively because that's when you make a play when you really need it.
It'll go, and the Detroit lead is cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Ellington. Detroit's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Griffin passes to Henson. It's rebounded by New York. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for them. Shots continuing to fall as we conclude the third quarter. Both teams putting up points. Pistons ahead, up by 9. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. Setting the floor for the Knicks. Knox out there with Bobby Portis. Then there's Reggie Bullock. Then there's Wayne Ellington. And it's Robinson in at the center. That one is no good.
And they're drawing more whistles and working their way to the line here in the second half.
Bullock dishes to Robinson. He's looking for Portis and finds him. Over Griffin. Nails the baby hook.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Robinson with the block. Here's Bullock. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Pistons. On Saturday, they'll take on Marc Gasol and the Toronto Raptors. Then on Tuesday, they'll go back home and will be hosting the Orlando Magic.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Mykhailiuk is checked in, and Derrick Rose is subbed in for Langston Galloway. Bullock with the rebound.
Not his best night from the field, but looking for other ways and finding them so he can chip in.
That one's in there. The Detroit lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Ellington. The Pistons have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Rose passes to Mykhailiuk. From the arc. And the rebound goes to the Knicks.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Back to Harkless. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. So New York going with almost an entire new group. Taj Gibson's checked in for Robinson. Julius Randle comes in for Kevin Knox. It's checked in for Reggie Bullock. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Wayne Ellington. Here's Barrett, and Barrett slams it in.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Yeah, this is not the team that we saw in the first quarter right now. Way more confident out there, and the cohesion of the team is impressive.
Wood with the bucket.
And won't find many more games as entertaining as this one.
No, this is about as high octane a game as you're going to find.
The adjustments they've made offensively, they're putting guys in a position now to succeed.
Yeah, possession's just way more efficient, I think, here tonight. Taking smarter, better shots, moving the ball around. That's helped them to get back in the ball game.
He kicks it to Rose. 5 on the clock. The pass to Mykhailiuk. From deep. It's rebounded by New York. Gibson's got rebound number 5 here tonight. It's deflected. Harkless finds Randle. Back to Harkless to take the lead, and the layup is up and in. And the Knicks lead by 1. There is just no way to tell who is going to pull this one out.
When you've had this many lead changes, you're looking to see which one of those plays is going to be a momentum swing.
Here's Payton. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Makes it off the glass.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
For New York, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Kicks it to Harkless. Oh, and the jam by Harkless.
You risk getting torched when somebody's open. Payton's skilled enough to find the open man.
Kennard, the pass to Griffin. And then Griffin with the dunk.
Must see BG. You can see he stayed ready for that one. A terrific offensive talent.
Pass to Gibson. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
That's all because Taj Gibson got set up early and was ready to deliver.
Rose passes to Wood, and they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
Go into the rack with energy. Isn't the D afraid to cut him off?
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
There's some ways to get your coach's attention, and that draws the coaching staff's ire.
This is it to Kennard. Payton against Rose. And 1:01 left in the fourth quarter. And Gibson sends it back.
Taj Gibson doing a good job of just getting the hands up, and then the instincts come into play with the block.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
Rose finds Griffin. Here's McKinley. He's defended by Randall. Right side Rose. Pocket 6. Outside Griffin. Off target from three-point range. And here's Gibson. He'll bring it up for the Knicks. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Great positioning on the putback. And the Knicks lead by 1.
And coming through in a big way. You have to love Barrett there, taking over down the stretch.
Outside Rose. Here's McKinley. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
As a screener, you know you're going to get hit. You're going to absorb some contact, Kevin, but it's worth it. It opens up things for your teammates.
And that's just clutch work, really. That's all you can say. A little bit of D now, and they'll be out of here with the win.
A 3 off the inbound. Can't get the 3 to fall. And so the big win by Detroit in a tight game. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Brett Barry, Greg Anthony, and